opponent. They all have the ability to threaten you with the legs, threaten you with their arm. Now, yes, Tom Brady is Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, but if you try to compare yourself to an outlier, you will always be on a misguided route, because Tom Brady, he's someone that you should never try to compare yourself to or try to emulate the model of, because he stands alone. So if you're Kyle Shanahan, I think it's Justin Fields. So many people say, oh, well, Justin Fields, he never has to make more than one read. We undervalue coaches in the NFL because we just think that, oh, well, if he couldn't do it in college, he can't do it in the NFL. Must I remind you, Matt Schaub, your great point, Robert Griffin. Robert Griffin played in a true spread offense at Baylor. I played against him in college. We were in the same conference. If Robert Griffin can go from Baylor to Washington and under Kyle Shanahan have a crazy type of development and growth, again, win Rookie of the Year, I think you got to take the dude in Justin Fields, who's versatile enough to beat you with his legs, also versatile and capable enough to beat you with the arm as well.
You know, you think about that, I think they're two guys. Because I think Justin Fields and Treylance are in the same stratosphere. I think when you look at them physically, 6'3", 235 pounds, guys that can really get it done in a variety of different ways. When you think about what they want to do. Let's go all the way back to the Shanahans. And when the Shanahans actually won Super Bowls, who were the quarterbacks? John Elway, Steve Young, athletic component, big arm. And so Justin Fields, I've already raved about him. But let's talk about Treylance, because Treylance hasn't gotten his due, because he played this one game this year where we saw him against Central Arkansas, and it wasn't a great game. But we've also found out that North Dakota State team this year isn't great. It's not the same dominant force that we've seen. And so you take a guy like Treylance, or Justin Fields, but Treylance, because he's played in a system where he had to do the protections, the responsibilities, move the lines, play under center, play in the shotgun, do quarterback RPOs and quarterback design runs. I just think both of these guys give Kyle Shanahan more options, and with all the pieces around him, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, you talk about an offense that can be very dynamic and confusing to the defense.
I agree with that. My question is this, and Klatt, I want to bring you back in for this one, because everyone says, well, the 49ers, they got to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. The Falcons, they got to the Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, I think, was a 4.89 guy. Jimmy Garoppolo was like a 4.87 guy, and Matt Jones was a 4.82 guy. So in theory, Kyle Shanahan has already had success with non-runners. But Klatt, let me ask you this, based on the tape you've seen of Mac Jones. Do you think that Kyle Shanahan should go with the quarterback who might be a little bit more polished right now in Mac Jones, or why not take the guy who has a higher ceiling in Justin Fields? Let me ask you, why do you think Mac Jones, because you've already said Mac Jones, why Mac Jones over Justin Fields?
Well, I wouldn't put it past him to go with Mac Jones. Now, if the pick was mine, and maybe I should have led with that, if the pick was mine, it would be Justin Fields. I covered him way too much. I saw his greatness firsthand, got to sit with him last year, then obviously did a bunch of Zooms with him this year. I am a big believer in Justin Fields, and I think that Justin Fields gets a bad rap. People say, and you guys have even touched on the fact that, well, he doesn't get past his first read. Well, those people did not watch the Penn State game this year, in which he eviscerated that defense with the second, third, and fourth man in the progression. They didn't watch the Clemson game in the national semifinals, where he eviscerated that defense with the second, third, fourth, and fifth guy in the progression, looking off safeties, controlling the game and manipulating the defense from the pocket, and then attacking with accuracy and great touch down the field. He threw some of the most pretty and really insane footballs that you've seen in the last couple of years in that semifinal game, and then his athleticism to boot. So if the pick was mine, it would be Justin Fields, because to answer your question, to go back to your question, why would you take, Mac Jones over Justin Fields? I don't think that you would, because Fields threatens the defense in so many more ways. Every coach understands that. That's why if you give a coach the opportunity to select equal players at the quarterback position, he's always going to go with the guy that has the athleticism to threaten the defense more so than the statue in the back end. Now, I like Mac Jones as well, and I think he's going to be a first-round draft selection. But if Kyle Shanahan is making the pick and he deems them equal from an efficiency and accuracy standpoint, which I think that they could be, then he's going to go with the more mobile guy. And as far as Fields versus Treylance, to me, it's not even a question. Treylance has not developed yet, and this is a project at best. While he's got all the tools, guys, in his 1 year as a starter with a stacked team at a lower level, he averaged 18 passes per game. That's not enough. He's barely thrown 300 passes in college. That's not enough. Okay, so if you're going to go up there and trade the farm to go to number 3, you would evaluate these two guys, and I think you would land on Justin Fields.
I like that. I like that. Clad, stay with me. I'm going to come back to you here in a second. But now that we've all kind of put in who we think the 49ers should take, I start to wonder, did the 49ers give up too much for that number 3 overall pick? I saw a tweet this weekend from my guy Ryan Clark, and it said, don't forget the Bears traded up to draft Mitch Trubisky. I was like, uh-oh, he's on to something. Because everybody got so excited. Oh, my gosh, the 49ers are going to get the quarterback that they want. Well, the Bears thought they were going to get the quarterback that they wanted. The Packers traded up to draft Jordan Love. They thought they got the quarterback that they wanted. Let's go back to 2012. Washington traded up to get Robert Griffin. Now, obviously, Robert Griffin's career derailed due to injuries. They thought they got the quarterback they wanted. The Eagles traded up for Wentz. The Rams traded up for Goff. So many teams have traded up, sacrificed a lot, given a lot in order to get the quarterback that they, in theory, want. So, Clat, let me ask you this, coming back to you. Do you think the 49ers gave up too much for that number 3 overall pick?
I don't think that they did. You know, the value is value, and obviously this is going to be answered better with hindsight. But they still have 9 selections in this year's draft. They still have 7 picks in the first 5 rounds. And they also get to do something that I think is much more interesting and much more long-term. They get to extend their Super Bowl window by making sure that their young, great players like the Bosas and the Warrens of the world get to have that second contract in San Francisco. Because now you're going to have a quarterback likely on a rookie contract when those deals are up, which means that you're going to have far more cap space in order to sign those players and keep them in a 49ers uniform. So you've extended the Super Bowl window, and if you